And good afternoon, and welcome to the fourth or fifth edition of the Michelle Nastasis LGBT Awareness Show. And before we get into our first segment, there is somebody that I want to pay tribute to today. That with their next issue, that will be their 20th anniversary in serving the LGBT community here in the Central Valley, and that's Jeff Robinson and the great folks at Community Link and their newspaper, Newslink. They will, with their October issue, will celebrate 20 years of serving the LGBT community, and I wanted to personally congratulate Jeff Robinson and his fine staff for all of the work that they do for the LGBT community. Now, we're going to get into something that's a little different today. Our first segment is going to be on one of the most misunderstood and least talked about segments of the LGBT community, and that is bisexuality. And we're going to start off with one of the funniest videos that I have ever seen on bisexuality. And at the end of that, then I'm going to turn it over to Gianna and let her take the reins and run with the remainder of this first segment. And Bill, if you can bring up that video for us, please.
So I want to put an end to a question that I keep getting over and over. So let me just state once clearly and unambiguously for the record that yes, I am a bisexual male. I know I've talked about this multiple times on my channel and on our main channel and on our website, but it apparently doesn't seem to be getting through to some of you, because I still get asks like this all the damn time. Why don't you just come out as gay already? You're already engaged to a guy. We never see you check out girls in your vlogs or on your Tumblr blog. Can you please stop lying to us and to yourself and just admit that you're gay? I don't know why I chose that voice, but I feel like it works. Because I'm not, I'm going to ignore all of the spelling and punctuation errors and explain all of the other things that are wrong with that ignorant and narrow-minded question. First off, bisexuality exists. It is not a stepping stone to coming out as fully gay. It does not mean that a person is simply indecisive and can't choose what team to play for. And I know a lot of you out there are currently thinking to yourselves, no Sherlock. But nevertheless, there are still people out there who need to hear it. These people are the ones who like to think in binaries, mostly out of laziness, because binaries are easier to understand. When you're little, binaries are alright, because they're your first stepping stone to understanding how the world works. So they teach you about night and day, tall and short, big and small. But as you get older, your understanding of the world deepens, or at least it should. At such point, you realize that there is much more than just night and day. There's midday, there's dusk, there's 4:20, 11:11, rush hour, happy hour. If you still stuck to the old night and day binary, you would never be able to show up to anything on time, which is why you learn to tell time. Sadly, when you stick to the whole sexual orientation binary, you're not the one that gets inconvenienced. I am. And believe me, my life would be 10 times easier if I did identify as gay instead of bi, because then I wouldn't have to constantly be validating my own existence, not only to straight people, but to gay people as well. And that's one of the main reasons why I still make it a point to identify as bi, even though I plan on staying in a committed relationship with another dude for the rest of my life. And while we're on the subject of commitment, my bisexuality has no bearing on my ability to commit to someone. All that means is that the potential pool of applicants is a bit bigger. I care more about the person than I do the plumbing. But even though I've committed to porking the same dude for the rest of my life, that does nothing to change my orientation. The same would be true if I fell in love with a woman and decided to marry her. Because there is a difference between sexual orientation and sexual conduct. Sexual orientation has to do with what you're attracted to. Sexual conduct has to do with what you actually have sex with. So you know all those clinics that claim that they can stop you from living a homosexual lifestyle and changing your orientation? Yeah, they're full of crap. They do nothing to change a person's orientation. At best, they change the person's conduct. Which brings me to my next point. You say you've never seen me check out girls. Fine, whatever. But you don't know my browser history, and you certainly don't live in my head. So you aren't privy to the never-ending parade of disgusting thoughts that take place in here. Be thankful for that. Trust me. And rest assured that Colton Haynes loves to do a fair amount of dirty things in my head. As does Scarlett Johansson. As does Adam Levine. Yeah, you like that Adam Levine, don't you? What's this? Olivia Munn wants to join the party? Come on in, Olivia Munn. Ryan Reynolds, you and your 12-pack are always welcome. Ooh, both Beckhams want to come in and play. David, come right in. Can I get the Victoria from like 2001? Okay, great. Yeah, come on in. Ooh, Josh Hutcherson and Jennifer Lawrence. The odds are in favor of Jennifer wearing the strap on. She knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, she does. Tom Daly. Always good to see you in my head. God, you sure are flexible, aren't you? Don't worry, Dustin. I'll have him back to you in one piece. Ish. But rather than regaling you guys with tales of all of these celebrities exchanging bodily fluids, I just tell you guys that I'm bisexual. Trust me, it takes way, way less time and there's much less risk of fainting. Furthermore, it tain't none of yo goddamn business. It is not your job to sift through all of my thoughts and then verify my bisexual status. It is your job to hear me say the sentence, I am a bisexual man, and for you to go, okay. Because nothing that takes place in my head or in my bedroom is any of your business. Unless you're one of the celebrities that I listed earlier and you feel like making my dreams come true. Looking at you, Colton Haynes. Snapchat. Now, another question I get commonly is this. How do I know that I'm bisexual and not like pansexual or any of the other labels that fit towards the center of the spectrum? Short answer is that's the label I most comfortably identify with. And frankly, that's the only answer that matters. And that's the message I would like to leave all of you. Labels do serve a purpose, to an extent. But the minute they start stressing you out, then they really aren't that useful anymore. So if you're someone who hasn't quite figured out what to call yourself, then just don't worry about it for the time being. When you find a label that's right for you, then you'll know. And if that never happens, then that's okay too. Because it's your job to go after what you want and what makes you happy. It's not your job to always be explaining yourself to other people. Especially when it comes to stuff that really isn't any of their business to begin with. So that does it for this little diatribe. Be sure to thumb me up right in that little spot there where I like it. If you're new here, just titillate this spot right here. Yeah, that's the spot. If you want to discuss sexual labels or just tell me which celebrities you have dirty thoughts about, then release your load all over my comment section below. I will be seeing you guys soon in another video. My name's RJ. Thank you guys for watching. Stay sexy, you sexy sex animal people, you whatever. I'm done.
That, by far and away, is one of the funniest videos I've seen on sexual orientation in a long, long time. And with that said, I'm going to turn it over to my wife and co-host, Gianna Kafton. And honey, I'm turning over the reins to you, so have fun with it.
Oh, I'm going to have fun with it. The bisexuality, I am a bisexual woman, okay? I am married to my wife, and it's like she is understanding to my sexuality. Bisexuality is a romantic attraction, sexual attraction, or sexual behavior toward both males and females, and may also encompass romantic or sexual attraction to people or of any gender identity or to a person irrespective of that person's biological sex or gender, which is sometimes termed pansexuality or pansexuality. The term bisexuality is mainly used in the context of human attraction to denote romantic or sexual feelings toward both men and women. And the concept is one of the three main classifications of sexuality orientation, along with heterosexuality or homosexuality, which are each parts of people who have a distinct but not exclusive sexual preference for one sex over the other, also identify themselves as bisexual. Bisexuality has been observed in various human societies and elsewhere in the animal kingdom throughout the recorded history. The term bisexuality, however, like the term hetero and homosexuality, was coined in the 19th century. Okay, I am a bisexual woman, okay? That is not, as others may say, that you will get over it, this is a disease, or that will push you aside to where others will feel uncomfortable with your bisexuality, and that they can take this, or the only way to avoid the way that you are as a bisexual person, this means that you can have sex with a man and a woman. This is not a crime, nor it's a wrong way to have fun sexually, and that you don't have to hide your sexuality and be proud of your bisexuality, and who and what you are as a person inside sexually. And don't be afraid, don't be hiding from this, because you can be who and what you are to go out on a Friday and Saturday night, meet some women and men, and have sex for those nights, and not have to feel bad or that you did wrong sexually. If you feel good about who you are as a bisexual woman or bisexual person, I said be proud being bisexual. be a bisexual person. If not, explore who you are inside. As I said, I am proud as a bisexual woman, and I am proud of my sexuality. The way I'm looking at it from my point of view, yes, I've had men and I've had women. I've gone to a date.
Okay.
And with that said, we will go to a commercial break.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 1578 North Glen near McKinley, across from Fresno City College. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Nastasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on Digital Channel 33.2. Weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back to the Michelle Nastasis LGBT Awareness Show. And I want to thank my co-host and wife for taking the reins in that prior segment. That I know it's tough for you to do, but we're going to march ahead here.
Thank you.
One of the things that has come about here of late, especially here in the Tower District, is violence against the LGBT community. I had a friend, and I'm not going to mention names or gender or anything else, that was attacked and severely beaten here in the Tower District about 10 days or so ago. I made a post on a page about violence in the Tower District to try to stop the violence here in the Tower. And by the grace of whatever, I was able to make contact with Channel 30, KFSN, ABC 30 here in town. And through my contacts with them, they wanted to do a piece on violence and crime concerns in the Tower. And as luck would have it, they contacted me about doing an interview with them about the violence here in town and what steps are being taken by the Fresno PD on trying to eliminate some of the more crime concerns, let's put it that way, here in the tower. And the following video that we're going to see is actually my interview and the complete report from ABC 30, and that was a week ago today. So, Bill, if you would, please. We'll be taking its...
Not so fast, not fast enough for some in Fresno's Tower District. They say the latest efforts to curb crime in the tower are not working. That's our top story tonight at 6. Good evening, I'm Liz Harrison in for Graciela Moreno.
And I'm Warren Armstrong. Tonight, cutting crime. Fresno's police chief says the extra officers he's assigned to patrol the Tower District are making a difference. Action News anchor Stephanie Stone is live in the tower tonight with the numbers and why not everyone is seeing results. Stephanie?
Tower residents are noticing officers on foot and on bicycle. It's what the police chief calls community policing, and he says it's something he wishes he could do in every neighborhood.
They're hard to catch and not usually on your radar as they're not as noticeable as a patrol car. But for the past month, they've been cycling their way around and through the Tower District, cutting crime one petal at a time.
We dedicated 2 officers to the Tower District, working during the evening hours because of some of the issues that we were seeing there in terms of crime and some of the other social disorder.
Chief Dyer says they noticed the trouble was escalating. There were more aggravated assaults and robberies. But after those 2 officers took to the streets, the numbers came back much lower.
The main thing that we saw was that having those officers dedicated in the Tower District has been good for the Tower District in terms of crime reduction.
But not everyone is seeing those same results.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30, 4:45, I have to have my head on a swivel.
Nastasis hosts a local online show and says the criminal element is still very much a presence in and around the Tower District. She's voiced her concerns on a community Facebook page called Please Help Stop Crime in the Tower District. She says there's been assaults and graffiti, but despite all that, she admits the patrols are a good thing.
It's a start. It's not a permanent solution by any stretch of the imagination.
For now, Chief Dyer says the community policing is a good show of force, one that's working so well, it's moving crime away from the Tower District.
But there is a displacement effect in terms of us pushing crime that may have been in the tower a few months ago over to the west outside of the Tower District.
A pattern that residents like Michelle Nastasis hope will continue.
And the officers here in the Tower District are also building relationships with homeowners and with businesses. The chief says it's yet another way to effectively fight crime. We're live in Central Fresno tonight. Stephanie Stone, ABC 30, Action News.
Okay, and if you noticed at the very end of that video, for about 5 seconds, Gianna was sitting up in the studio offices here with me working on last week's show. Now, with all of that said, here are some disturbing things that I've picked up on different outlets and media sources over the last week to 10 days. In Southwest Florida, Michelle Hudson, who's the president of the Pride Center of Southwest Florida, which basically encompasses say right across the Everglades and that part of town, or part of Florida, police have arrested a man in the fiery murder, that's right, murder, of a transgendered woman. And this person that was arrested may have been angry at the trans woman because she inadvertently outed him to the community. And I will agree with something that Michelle said, that it is never, ever, ever appropriate to out someone for being gay. It's up to each individual person to let the community know how they want to be known for their sexual preferences. The fact that this particular person was afraid to be outed says a lot, a ton, about our society and how far we have to come and how far we have to go in terms of sexual orientation and how your gender expression is, your gender identity, your sexual identity, and also your sexual conduct. As we saw in the video in the first segment, quite frankly, it's something that has to be taken one very small step at a time. But again, I will reiterate something that Ms. Hudson said. It is never, ever, ever appropriate to out somebody publicly because you don't know what the kickback is going to be. You don't know what the backlash is going to be, and above all else, you don't know what that person is going to do or how they're going to react to being openly outed. And therefore, it's not a real smart practice to do. And I know with you, Gianna, you're very open about your sexual orientation and your sexual preferences, as am I.
Yes.
But we're more the exception than the rule. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree, totally.
One thing about this story that really just made me shake when I read it and read the entire transcript of the article, and you read the article as well, so
yes.
I know I'm not preaching to the choir here.
No.
That murder in any form is not good.
No.
But in this case, murder has special circumstances attached to it on both sides of the fence. I'm not condoning the trans woman's actions. She was wrong. And when you're wrong, in my book, you will get told. You've been around me long enough to know that I don't hold a lot of things back from a lot of people.
I know
I'm
you, yeah.
well known for speaking my mind, and sometimes I get in trouble for it too.
Yes.
But as a bisexual woman, do you think that there will come a time and place, I should say, that gender identity and gender expression, okay, are going to be, for lack of better terms, more mainlined or mainstreamed?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a way that you can see this happening sometime, say, in the next 5 to 7 years, or is this going to be a long, drawn-out process?
It's going to be a long, drawn-out process. It's never easy, especially when you are advocating, one person advocating their sexual preference, especially bisexuality or any preference. I believe that now it's going to be a longer process than 7 years. Okay, you have to take it one step at a time, and you cannot, and I believe you cannot ever be, it's not short time or overnight. It takes a long process.
Okay, one thing that this story really spoke to me about is something that when I first started teaching, started getting involved in the community education process with the good folks over at Gay Central Valley as part of their cultural competency team. That was something that each member of the team spoke to on a long-term basis, that outing somebody is never a good idea because of number one, this situation, and number two, you don't know what the person's reaction is going to be that's being outed. And what you may end up doing inadvertently is putting them in a position where they're going to be, shall we say, putting their own life in harm's way by being outed publicly. There are too many instances that we both know of where being outed is a very, very difficult thing. And in the final minute that we have in this segment, maybe I'm reading the tea leaves wrong here, but do you think that in some far distant piece of grass that we're looking at, that we're going to see a change for the better in that situation? Or is it something that I'm holding on to hopes and dreams and wishes that maybe someday in my kid's lifetime will come true?
I believe it'll be a long process. It's not going to, like I said, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to drag out more than 7 years. And that's how I understand it.
So another, what, 10?
10 years.
10, 15 years?
Yep.
Okay. And I thank you again for helping me out on that first segment.
Thank you.
Bill, I think that'll do it for this segment, and we'll be back right after these commercial messages.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley, near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 7752 North 8th Street near Millbrook. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $1,200 per month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Kortz set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Open house this Saturday, 932 East Clinton near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Nastasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on digital channel 33.2, weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
So we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
We'll see you next week.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back to the Michelle Nastasis LGBT Awareness Show. And my co-host, as always, is my wife, Gianna Kafton. Something that caught my eye in this past week was sent to me by a friend of mine that lives in the Carolinas about one of the most prestigious universities in the South in terms of academics, Duke University. What they have done is they have gone way above and beyond what it takes to be a Dookie, to be a Blue Devil. And what they found out from a voluntary questionnaire amongst all students going into the class a couple of years ago, and this is what was said to the admissions department at Duke, and this was the statement that was made by the folks at GLAAD, G-L-A-A-D. Real people are reading your application, and we want to do our best to understand and appreciate that there are real people applying to Duke. And they asked each aspiring attendee at this conference if they would share, or if they chose to, a perspective that they bring or experiences that they've had to help the admissions department understand the issues surrounding the LGBT community and the freshman class at Duke University. And they wanted to know more about your sexual orientation. They wanted to know more about your gender identity and even family or cultural background. They took it all in. And what resulted was a very, very small but significant change to the regular application to Duke. And this one tiny little change is going to have gigantic ramifications for the LGBT student population at Duke. Advocates have long spoken about such questions, and they argue that tracking queer and transgender students is critical to that student's success. The reasoning behind it is very simple, that they want to include all minority identifications, including race and ethnicity, on the application forms. They want to include the LGBT community and make them feel more welcome on the Duke campus, and so that they are free to identify themselves without having fear of repercussions in the long run. And I agree with it. I think it's a great idea. And what it has done is it has eliminated what is known as black box thinking. Some other schools have taken major steps in this direction. Elmhurst, the University of Iowa, MIT, and they're taking even further steps. They're taking giant steps forward in gender identity. Now, one of the things that I like about Duke, besides their basketball coach, who I think is an absolute genius, but that's the sports fan in me, but I give them credit for identifying a problem and taking extremely positive steps to tackle the problem and make it so that people that come to Duke, and this is a completely out-of-the-box thinking process for people, for the LGBT community at Duke. I mean, they thought way outside the box on this. And Gianna, I know when we were doing the research on this, one thing you can truthfully say about Duke, besides the fact that it is one of the premier universities in the South and Southeast in terms of academic requirements and things of that nature, but they're very well known for their forward thinking. And I know when we were discussing whether or not we were going to include this in the show, We went back and forth on this for what, an hour, hour and a half?
Yeah, about close to 2 hours.
Yeah, because I know you didn't get it right off the bat as to what Duke's thinking was in trying to be more inclusive and trying to be more open and accepting of the four letters, okay? At first I was hesitant about saying, hey, whoa, 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 it's never appropriate to out somebody. Well, in this case, they're not outing, Duke is not outing you. You are making the declaration, say, hey, I am gay, I am lesbian, I am bisexual, I am a trans person. And in the long run, I think that's going to be effective for not only Duke, but every other school that tries to model themselves after Duke. And being that you're bisexual,
Right.
Do you think that, given Duke's history of being very forward-thinking, it's a way for the LGBT community to take that next step and to be more inclusive and to, I guess, look for that radical acceptance that I know we're all searching for.
Yeah, I think it's the first step to anything, and believe it, when Duke took this into consideration, I believe it, that I'm happy with it. It's one of the first steps in starting what they're doing. And other schools and other universities are going to take that another step in time. That's the first step, and that's what is making a difference.
Okay, I agree with what Duke is trying to do. I think it's a extraordinarily novel approach to a not so simple problem that doesn't have a lot of yes or no answers. And hearing from the Duke admissions people, their statement was that we look forward to the day that all students, regardless of race, color, creed, gender expression, gender identity, gender orientation, anyone that can meet the qualifications to get into Duke, we don't care. We want you at Duke regardless of who you are, what you are, who you like, who you don't like, who you want to sleep with, who you don't want to sleep with. All we are is interested in is getting you the quality education that Duke University is known for. And I kind of get the feeling that you're of the same mindset that I am on this, that Duke and the other institutions, University of Iowa, MIT, and Elmhurst, and there's 7 or 8 others that have really taken major steps forward in this in this realm.
I agree. It's one of the first steps, and that's the start. It's going to take all the universities to catch up. And I am so glad that Duke has taken a part of it and took it to where it needs to be.
Okay. When you say take it to where it needs to be, are you saying that Duke, for as good as this approach is, okay, are you saying that Duke can do even better?
I feel that Duke has done better, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Duke has to offer for any student, no matter what.
Okay, no matter if
their race or gender identity or anything, doesn't matter. They need a quality
you want them
education.
to just throw away the book cover and judge the book by its insides rather than by its outsides.
Exactly.
Okay. And we're going to cut this segment off just a little bit early because the next segment's going to be just a little bit longer than usual. And with that, we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 1578 North Glen near McKinley, across from Fresno City College. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Nastasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on digital channel 33.2. Weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the Michelle Nastasis LGBT Awareness Show. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers with what I'm about to say. First off, let me preface anything that I say right now by saying that I am a Southerner born and bred, okay? I understand the old ways of the Old South, because that's the way that I was brought up. I was brought up in the old, uncaring, oppressive, religious Old South. They didn't call it the Bible Belt for nothing, okay? And when I started putting this segment together, I'm going to say this in such a way that, like I said, I'm going to ruffle somebody's feathers by saying this the way I'm going to say it. Those of us that have lived in the South or are living in the South are very aware of the multi-generational religious oppression and abuse that many LGBTQ people face coming from Christian families, Christian churches, and Christian communities. For many LGBTQ people living in the Old South, their hopes, dreams, and fears are the product of many, many, many generations of religious traditions and religious expectations. I know that religious oppression, and the subsequent mental games that it plays with you it has been created and it's going to remain an integral part of a Southerner's life long after we gain civil rights. We, meaning the LGBTQ community, gain civil rights and the legal protections. Okay. Now I'm going to get off my soapbox for a second. As national attention is focused more on the LGBT community in the South, I got a funny feeling that we're overlooking the tremendous potential backlash for religious abuse and traumatization of a new generation, the younger generation of the LGBTQ youth in the South. There's only one way to deal with this. We need to quickly, and I mean very quickly, label this problem and initiate a national dialogue, not just here on the West Coast where the LGBTQ community is, for the most part, accepted for who we are, and we have gained that foothold on taking that next step. What needs to happen for the South to catch up to the rest of the world in the 21st century, there needs to be a national dialogue on this, pure and simple. Throughout the South, and having grown up there, my parents they're not products of the South, but my mother and father spent so much time in the South and in Texas, and that they consider themselves second-generation Southerners, okay? I grew up around that, and the psychological trauma that is inflicted upon the LGBTQ community in the South is so pervasive and so institutionalized, and it's so deeply rooted in religious traditions. And for those of us that have come from the South and that are still living in the South, we know that life cannot be separated completely from the church. It just can't happen. It just ain't going to happen because there's too many deeply rooted traditions in the South, and they don't call people of a certain religious persuasion in the South chicken eaters for good reason. My own personal feeling on this is this. In order to more effectively serve the LGBTQ community and affect progressive and lasting social change. Now, again, I know I'm ruffling feathers here. Organizations that are working towards equality and social justice and to improve living conditions for the LGBTQ community in the South, they have to have a complete understanding of the religious indoctrination and how it connects to the internalization of homophobia in the South. Let's face it. It's very, very pervasive in the South. Okay, there's no getting around it. I will say this. Gianna's and my marriage would not be allowed or even tolerated in the South that I grew up in. For the simple reason is that oh, you're gay? Oh, okay, fine. You just stay over there. Just stay away. We don't want any part of you. You just stay over there and stay on your side of the street. Okay, I get it, because that's the kind of environment that I grew up in. Now, Gianna, I know that you grew up in Arizona.
Yes.
And Arizona is more or less an extension of California.
Right.
Let's just be blunt and be honest about it.
Mhm.
So you weren't really exposed to that type of religious indoctrination about, oh, you're gay? Oh, you're a lesbian? Bisexual? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You're confused? Oh, okay, no problem. We'll help you out with that, honey. You just stay over there and stay away from me. Okay? You didn't have to deal with that growing up in Arizona because, like I said, Arizona is more or less California revisited.
Mhm.
So am I right in assuming that your upbringing in Arizona was worlds different than what mine was growing up in the South?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I know that neither one of us, because of various reasons, are not real big on going to church, although both of us do, for different reasons, have our beliefs, and we'll just leave that at that.
Yes.
But one of the things that I get the feeling that with you growing up in Arizona, it's a little more forward thinking. You're not rooted in the 19th century. And what little I know about your family upbringing, and I know it's a touchy subject, so I'll try to skirt around the edges as
Right.
much as I can here. With your family upbringing,
Mhm.
okay, did you come out to your family, and how was their reaction to it when they did, if they found out?
When they found out about my sexuality, they embraced it. They didn't push me aside. They embraced me like I was still a part of the family. They didn't say, "Oh, you stay over there, you do this and you do that," and I wasn't pushed aside. I was just loved. I was loved by my family, and they accepted it.
Count your blessings.
Yes, I do every day.
You have heard me tell stories about my own personal family,
Yeah.
and those of you that have watched us on, or watched me on a couple of other shows here on CentralValleyTalk.com know that my father is an old school Marine drill instructor, and when I came out as Michelle to my parents, my dad point blank came right back to me and he said, "Excuse me, I raised a son, not no fill in the blank daughter. Get that fill in the blank crap away from me." And I also, in the final minute here, I realized that while many people care about the LGBTQ community in the South and want to support us, there is a lack of awareness all the way across the board in the Old South. And I'm asking for a national dialogue to get started. Let's get it started here in Fresno, California. Let's get it started here today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Today. Let's get the dialogue started here. They say California leads and the rest of the country follows. Well, now it's our time to lead and let the rest of the country follow. And with that, I think we will bring the show to a close. And again, y'all have a good weekend, and we will see you back here next Thursday at 3 o'clock on the Michelle Nastasis LGBT Awareness Show. Y'all take care and have a good weekend.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley, near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 7752 North 8th Street near Millbrook. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $1,200 per month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Open house this Saturday, 932 East Clinton near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Nastasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on digital channel 33.2. Weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
So we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
We'll see you next week.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 1578 North Glen near McKinley, across from Fresno City College. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home.
CentralValleyTalk.com.